Didn't come up that time. Let me try again. There we go. Hello, everybody. My name is Wendy Keys Turnbull, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And this is my weekly Wednesday Night Live, which seems like it's been forever since I did it, but it's only been one extra week because I had COVID last week. But here I am, feeling great, back to normal. Whoops, ready to work on things. So that's where my scissors case went. Okay, so without further ado, because this is going to be a little time consuming, let me slip this up. This post code is posted at the top of this page. It's pinned up there. Just look for the pin. So what we're making today is a pop-up 3-step card. If you look at it this way, there's your 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. This one was made with Reindeer Fun die set, Stampin' die set, and with, see what the name of the paper is. You guys probably already know, but it is. Reindeer Days. Okay, so as I said, I'm behind on my Christmas cards making, so I'm working on 2 Christmas cards tonight. This one's already made. And then we're going to make another one. I'm going to show you how you get these slits in here and how to make this card. But I'm making it a little different. And this is where you would write a note and sign it on the back. So you could also, if you wanted to, put something in there, little pieces of white, and do it in that if you wanted to. But that's where they recommend. I can't find my eraser to erase that mess off of there, but that's okay. It's just my sample, but somebody will be getting it in the mail. Okay, so first of all, I did case this from Lisa Curcio from Lisa's Stamp Studio. And so we have her to thank for the dimensions and everything. So the first thing we need, make sure you say hi. Sorry guys, I've got this open too wide. I can't see when you say things. Oh, there we go. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Julie. Yes, much better. Much better. Just a bit of a cough and mucousy sinuses. That's all that I've got left. Okay, so I do have this template. So if anybody decides they want to do this, just let me know. It's a free template, so I'll give it to you. I'll email it to you. All right, so the first thing we have is a 5 1/4 by 8 1/4 piece of paper. And we need our trimmer. And I betcha I can't, nope, I'm not going to be able to get you out far enough to see what I'm doing. Let me see what I can do here about making sure that you can see most of it. Excuse me. Okay, first I'm going to take a drink of water. Okay, hi Kelly. Hi Sherry. Somebody else is on and not saying anything yet. Okay, so we're going to put the 5 1/4 inch edge against the edge up here. And right now I want it to be at 1 5/8 inches. So I need to line this edge up to 1 5/8 inches, which is 2 ticks on this because it says 16th inches marked over the half mark. So there we go. And then we are going to align it to slice from 3 3/8 to 6 5/8. So what you really can't see from there is that there's a measurements on this thing. Let me get this back to 1 5/8. There we go. So I'm going to line up. I'm going to pull this up and show you one thing. Whoops. And there it goes. Okay. So there's these little lines right here on each end of this, and that is what I'm going to line up with the 3 5/8 inch spot. Make sure I've still got it at 1 5/8 over here, and I want 3 5/8. Right about there. So can't be exactly perfect unless I put my head right over it, and I don't want to do that to you guys, so we're just going to be about and hope it's right. And I'm going to go from 3 3/8 to 6 5/8. So 6 5/8 is right there. So I'm going to go up to here. Okay, that's the first one. Now I'm going to move the paper over to 3 3/8. Up here, 1 2 3/8. And this time I'm going to cut from top of the paper. No, that's not it. Hang on. 1 5/8 to 5 inches. So I want to go all the way down here to 1 5/8. So hard to see with the, you know what? Let me move this down for a second. 1 5/8 is right about there. And I'm going to go all the way up to 5, I said. Yes. So right up to the 5 line, which is right there. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to rotate my paper to the left. I am going to line this up with the 1 5/8 inch line again. And now I'm going to be scoring. And the scoring is with the light gray. And I am going to score from, making sure I do this right, from the, all right, rotate to left, 1 5/8 inch, score to first cut line. Okay, so I'm only going to score to the cut line, which was, look like it's showing at 2 right now. So there we go. Then I'm going to move the paper to 3 3/8. 3 3/8, which is just 2 ticks over the quarter line. And this time I am going to score from 4 7/8. Wait a minute. No, I'm going to score from the top of the paper to 4 7/8, which is, no, that can't be right. Sorry, guys, hang on. Let me look at her thingy here. All right, so that was the first one. The second one, okay, what I'm doing is I'm scoring from the edge to the score line. And that is not right. First of all, I bet you I turned the paper wrong because I see that I'm not lined up there. Let's try this. 1 5/8. 1 5/8. Yep, that's going to do it. Yep. Okay. 5/8. We're going to score just to the first line. All right. Then we're going to move up to 3 3/8. That's what it was. I did put it in the wrong way. And we're going to score from the edge to the bottom of this score line. Then we're going to go to the next score line. You know, I'm just going to do it by score line. And hopefully that'll be right, which is supposed to be at, this is at 4 3/4, and that is definitely not what she said, but. All right, well, if it's wrong, I'll do it over again, guys, but let's see what we do. Hi, Collie. Okay, so, and now, according to her picture, her diagram, 2, 3, 4 lines. Yep, okay, I'm going to score from here. Nope, that's wrong. I'm going to score from here. I'm going to score from that slit to the bottom. Okay, then I'm going to score here, which is, I already did, but I did it not quite at the edge of the cutoff part, and I'm only going to score up to there. Okay, I've only done this once, so, okay. Now we're going to fold. So we're going to start with a valley fold and a mountain fold. So a valley fold folds away from you, mountain fold folds towards you. Then this one's going to be the opposite of that one. I might be doing this completely opposite of what they did. So, okay. And then we're going to try and get it to line up. So it may not be perfect, as she explains, as Lisa explains on her thing. It all depends on how you scored, whether it's going to be perfect or not, but you can work it to be where you want it to be. So I'll show you in a second what's going on here. Yeah, that's way off. Okay, that's all right. So when I folded it, you'll see that score line is off. That's okay, because we're going to be covering that anyhow. All right, so now I'm going to use my bone folder. I'm going to crease all of these. The important thing is that we want these to line up with the edges. That's the most important thing. Okay, now I can either do it like this, which is the way this one is, or I can turn it over and do it like this. So it would be the opposite of that one, and upside down. And since I did that one like that, I think I'm going to go ahead, well, let me think about it. No, I kind of like it like this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to build on this. So, excuse me. Now to take care of the decorations. I'm going to start with a couple of these papers from, I think these are from the Sentimental Christmas. Maybe not. Yes, they are from the Sentimental Christmas. Nope. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Can't make up my mind. Sentimental Christmas, that is what they are from. Okay. I have an extra one out here. I don't know why. All right. Hi, Vicki. Okay. Here we go. So we've got it. We've got it folded. We've got it cut. We've got it folded. And like I said, it doesn't really matter that things were a little bit off, because it's all going to be covered up and it's going to look just fine. This one won't be covered up because that's going to be on the back, but it won't matter because who's going to be looking at that? See, that one I had was a little bit off too. Really doesn't matter. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a piece to go here and a piece to go here. And I'm going to measure each one because you can't be guaranteed that it's going to be exactly right. So I'm going to leave a little 1/16 of an inch around this. So it's going to be 3 3/8 inches. Let me mark this down here. Pencil, excuse my reach. And I do not want to write on my fairly clean. Okay, 3 3/8 inches by, again, I'm going to leave a little bit of a, by 3 1/8 inch. By 3 1/8 inch. And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and measure the inside one too. So this one, I'm going to do, again, 3 3/8 by, this time it's going to be 3 3/8 by 2 7/8. Wait, I want to make sure I've got, let's do, yep, let's do 2 7/8. Okay, so 3 3/8 by 2 7/8. Okay. And then we're going to do the little ones, but let's do those first. I'm going to do one of these in this. I'm going to do the front one in this and the back one in that. So get my trimmer out. So my front piece is 3 3/8 by 3 1/8. And I want it to be, let me make sure I've got the right one. That is the 3 3/8. So 3 1/8 I want to go this way. You got to make sure that you get your paper facing the way you want it to be. 3 1/8 and then 3 3/8 this way. 3 3/8. You know what? I'm gonna cut a little bit off the top of this and then do my 3 3/8 because I want more of the trees in there. 3 3/8. Okay, so that should fit here, and I did it backwards. Okay, so let's do it the other way. 3 3/8. Hi, Judy. and then 3 1/8 this way. We all make mistakes. Sometimes I make more than other times. Okay, so there's my 3 1/8 by 3 3/8 piece. Perfect. All right, for this one, I need it to be 3 3/8 by 2 7/8. It's definitely 3 3/8 long. 3 3/8. 2 7/8. That seems... That was wrong again. See what I mean, guys? I am just... Okay, 2 7/8. By 3 3/8. Good thing they're good enough, big enough pieces to... There we go. Okay. So let's put those on first, and then we'll work on the rest of it. Here's my Stampin' Seal Plus. Being left-handed, it's really hard to get on the edge because you can't see the other side of the runner. That's why I always go a little bit off. This one's going here. Oops, got some tape sticking out. Everywhere. You guys can hear my music in the background. So I made it a little wider than I wanted to, but that's okay. Okay, and then this one goes here. Judy, are you coming on Sunday to the Kit Together? Collie, are you coming on Sunday? Oh, you weren't sure. You weren't sure yet, and it depends on how you feel after Saturday. I remember that. All right, I know Vicky's coming. Okay. That's, I could have done it. Oh no, that's, I see. Okay. Okay, there's that one. Oops. And let's do this one. We're going to do these two. We're going to do these two. Okay, and we're going to do them with our green stripe and our red stripe. And I think I want the red stripes to be vertical. So let's measure these spots. Where did I put the ruler? Did I put it back? I probably did. Nope, I didn't. There it is. All right. Excuse me. Oops. Okay, so we want these to be, about 1 3/8 by, I want a little bit of a gap here. Let's put it 1 3/8 by 1 3/4. That's too much. 1 7/8. 1 3/8 by 1 7/8. 1 3/8 is the tall. 1 3/8. 1 7/8. 5, 7. Is it 1 7/8? I am just going to mark this, guys. I think that'll be easier. Right there. Let's see what that gives us. It's just over 1 3/4. It's like 30 seconds, but we're not going to count that. Okay, good, Judy. All right, so that's going there. And this should be the same size, but it's probably not. Nope, I'm going to make this one wider and shorter. So this one's going to be, I want there to be a little gap here. So this one is going to be 1 3/8 wide again. I guess it's not wider. By, I want it to go to the top of this. This one can be 1 7/8. 1 3/8 wide. And I'll check it. Measure it. Oops, that did. Oh, I know why that didn't cut, because I used the scoring blade instead of the cutting blade. Okay, let's see. I think I do want it. I want it to be wider. I want it to be problem because of the way that's folding. That's what the problem is. Okay, well, so it's going to have to be over here. Quite a bit wider. 1 7/8 by 1 5/8. 1 7/8 wide. By 1 5/8. So this is going to stick out. There we go. And then this is going to be over here, and that's actually going to stick out. So I'm going to do this. I probably should have made that one longer so it matched. Doesn't matter. Homemade cards, handmade cards, cannot be expected to be perfect. Okay. That could have been over a little further. That's okay. So actually, oops. Actually, I am going to make it longer. This is a good width, but I am going to make it longer. Because I do want them to line up since one is showing under the other one. So, just a skosh over 1 3/4. Oh, I might have to find a different piece of paper though. Never mind, I'm just going to use what I've got. It'll be fine. Okay. Oops. And I want this to line up with the top of that paper. Yes. There we go. Okay, and down here, I'm going to use the green. So this one's going to be a little easier to measure because everything's already down. So this one I'm going to do 1 5/16 by 1 5/8. Really doesn't matter how I cut this. 1 5/16 because of the diagonal. By 1 and... Did I do 1 5/8 or 1 5/16? I think I did 1 5/8. I did. So this one will be 1 5/16. 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. Let's see how that does. Nope. Yep. Nice. Okay. Let's see how that's going to fit underneath. Nope. The underneath one has to be a little bit longer by another. Oh, probably another 1/8. So let's just do it this way, guys. This makes it so much easier. Okay, so put it here. We're going to go like this. I'm going to mark it, line it right up with that edge. So there, and then we're going to mark it here. Okay, so see what we've got here. Just under 1 1/2. And on this side, we have, so it's best when you're doing this to measure each spot. Again, just under 1.5. Okay, so that one's gonna go there. This one's gonna go here. Okay. Ooh, that would have been pretty on that side too, but it's that, so I'm not gonna do that. I already have that. Whoops, whoa. Guess I pushed a little too hard. Except it does not want to run. Come on. There it goes. Okay. Is this exactly the square? I don't remember. Nope, it's not. So, it's got to go this way. Oh, it's too wide. So let's try it this way. See if that's what I meant to do. I'm a bit unprepared today, you guys. Sorry about that. Should have practiced this another time. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that. So before I push it down, let's get my scissors up. You know what? I don't want to use my good snips for that. I'm going to use my other ones. Now I don't remember which side I was trimming. Doesn't matter. I'm going to trim this one. I'm just going to try to do as straight as I can. There we go. I'm going to put that on right here. Still too much. Nope. I don't like this. All right, I'm doing that one again. Let's put this one on in the meantime. I'm really struggling. I think the COVID fried my brain a bit. I've been kind of out of it a bit. Let me see. This way, this way. Either one looks right. If that's, nope. Nope, it's gotta go this way. Guys, I don't think I did either of them right. Okay, let's try this again. All right. So, I need a different, all right, let's see here. This is how I want this to be. So, I am going to cut here and cut here. I'll get that one done first. Everybody working on their Christmas shopping? I did almost all of it online, just waiting for it all to come in now. Perfect. I really don't need this much tape. Oh well. And let's see if I can remember how it goes. This way. There, that's better. Okay, now this one. Going right here. That's about the, well, I kind of want it to go, it's got to go this way because I need it to go the same width that one is. Perfect width. And then I need it to, I need to cut off that much. Okay. Perfect. So if any of you are local, Rochester, the choir that I sing with, it's a choir made up of members of 25 different area church choirs. And we are doing a Christmas concert on Friday, December 13th, Friday the 13th at 7:30 at Webster United Methodist Church in Webster. And then Sunday afternoon, the 15th, at 4 o'clock at Crossroads Church in Lima. That's the old Lima Baptist Church. So hopefully some of you can make it. It's a beautiful concert, and there's some amazing voices. So the only thing I'm disappointed with is this. This should be covering that, like this one is. But that's okay. Okay, let's move on. You'll see on this one, I did some decorations. We're going to do something like that with this. So I am going to start, let me get this out of the way, although I probably will need it a little bit. I just had to stand up today. So I've got Peaceful Seasons. I've got, I don't know that I can use one of these trees. Let me see if these littler trees. Oh yeah, I could absolutely put a tree there. Yeah. And put the other tree here. I don't really like to cover up, although that's pretty open weave, so it's really not going to cover it up that much. It would be nice to have something that was out here that wasn't covered up by the, but I think that's okay. So the other choices I have here, oh yeah, wait, I have the snowflakes, but I think I'm going to do them on a simpler paper. Okay, plus those don't have dies for them, so I'd have to fussy cut. So let's do these. So I'm going to start, I'm going to do a gold background on this one. No, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to cover that up completely. So I'm going to use a gold background and a green tree. And this one I'm just going to leave lacy like that and put it on there. Okay, so first I need to find a scrap of gold in my lovely scrap box here. It's probably not wide enough that way, so lots and lots of scraps in here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut them at the same time because I'm just going to have to use the insides of that. So I am going to, because the outline of the tree is much larger than that, so I'm not going to do that. That would not fit there well. So let me get the green. Let's see, that's green. Let's see what green we have in here. Looks like mossy meadow, maybe some. Well, we've definitely got shaded spruce, so let's use shaded spruce. Okay, I'm going to cut shaded spruce on top. I'm going to run this through. Well, first I'm going to have to cut this off so I can fit it in my little mini. Oh, good, Kathy. I kind of hoped that you would. I knew it was right there near you, so. Good. We had a dress rehearsal there last night. It's a pretty little church. Well, it's a pretty big church, actually. But it was cold in there. Of course, it was there were only about 20 of us there because we practice in two separate locations. So there's a Monday night group that practices on Monday nights, and there's a group that practices on Tuesday nights. So Monday night practiced at the Webster location, and Tuesday night practiced at the Lima location. So, okay. See how that did for us here. This is one time that I don't want it to cut all the way through. Good, it didn't. So hopefully, nope. All right, so now the problem is that this did not, oh, maybe it cut through enough for me to, yes, it did. What do you know? Sometimes you get lucky. And Judy, you have a friend that sings in it, Lynn. So hopefully you're going to be there too to see it on Sunday, the 15th. Okay, so that's what I wanted. I want this green stuff off of here. Now, if I had run that through a couple more times, it would have cut the gold as well. But I really was hoping that I could do it, get away with it, not cutting the gold. So let's get these extra pieces out of here. beginning to look a lot like Christmas. All right. When you go to the concert, you will see me in the men's section. Something is wrong with my voice. I've always sung alto, but lately there's some of the notes in my middle range, not the high notes, not the low notes, but some of the notes in my middle range will not come out. So I had to switch to tenor where I can get all the notes out. But I just saw the doctor today, and she is sending me to an ENT to see if we can figure out what's going on with my throat. Hopefully we'll get that figured out. And I'll be able to go back to alto, because I have sung alto my whole life, and it's really hard to learn to sing a different section when you're so used to singing one. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put glue on the pieces here. I'll show you. And I have this glue gun thanks to Tammy Kanak, who recommended it, and it's wonderful for my arthritis. So it's a lot easier to just squeeze it. And I really don't want to get into those spots. So I'm just going to try to get it only where the green will be. And I can wipe it off where it got where it shouldn't be. So we'll do this. Definitely goes here. You can tell because you can see the little holly leaves. And I am getting it in spots where I don't want it to be, but that's okay. We'll wipe it off after I get it all put together. Okay. Kind of around the edges here. This is some really exciting watching, isn't it? Watching me put glue on. Hi, Aunt Bev, that's okay. You can catch the rest of it, but you can see me do the end of it here. It's going to be a little bit yet. So what I'm doing is this card, only I'm doing a different card, but I'm doing this style. This is called the 3-step pop-up card. And this is the one that we're doing here. So, okay, so let me get this all on here right. That's not too bad. There's a little bit of glue in the top there that I don't want there. So let me just put that back on its stand. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so this is going to go right here. I'm going to pop it up right here. So let me get my, I thought I had some out. I probably do, buried under everything. Let's use our dimensionals here. And need a little mini dimensional for at the top. And it's not going to quite fit. I don't like it when my dimensionals show. So I'm going to cut this baby in half. Again, I want to use the scissors that I use on sticky things. Excuse me. All right, that's better. Just a tiny bit is showing there. Okay, let's get these covers off. Did that? Yes, it did. Okay, so we're going to put that one right there. Here's the first one. Now for in here, I think I'm going to do a gold card. Let me just, whoops, poke these pieces out. So I can put that away. So now we're going to do this swirly one, and I'm going to do it out of gold. So as soon as I can figure out where I set down the gold, there it is. Okay. Put that right there. Put this on here. Thank you, Judy. Oops. Okay. Let's take a look and make sure that cut through. It sure did beautifully. All right. And now I'm going to put this off to the side out of the way. Let's get these all poked out of here. Oops. Praise the Lord. Okay. Here we go. Now this is going to be tough. These little teeny tiny squiggly lines to get glue on them and not get it all over the place. So I'm going to put it on a piece of paper first of all. Okay. I am going to use my teeny tiny bottle. It says Tombow. I think it has Tombow. It has one of those white glues in it. No. See, there goes my voice. Okay. This will be a little easier with this because I've got my hand right against it, so I have a little more control. And I will just throw the paper away when I'm done. So I won't have to worry about having stickiness all over the place. This is a tough time of year for me. Lost my mom on December 7th of 2016. And when I was a kid, we used to go to my grandmother's, my Grandma Keys' house every year for Christmas with all the cousins and the aunts and the uncles. And it was like the best way to grow up. And I really miss it. Even though I'm 64 years old, and I should get over that. But I do really miss it, and it makes it tough. And, you know, my brother's gone, my dad and mom are both gone. Just lots of loss over the years. Happens when you age. So it's just been a tough, I'm trying really hard to stay upbeat, so I've been listening to lots of Christmas music, but then, of course, that brings back memories too. But I'm getting through it. Issues in the family make it a little more difficult too, but hopefully those are going to get resolved before Christmas, so we'll see. Okay, so there's those two. Now we need things for these, and then we're going to do our back. So let's, first of all, let me put this away so I don't lose it. All right, so that in there. Let's see what I've got here. Oops. Okay, that's I'm going to throw away. Okay, one of the things I know I want to do is I want to cut out these ornaments and lay them in one of the squares. So let's go ahead and do that. And I think we will cut them out of, I was going to cut them out of Pretty Peacock, but I think I'm going to cut them out of cardstock. So like this, if I cut them out of the trees, they'll have some texture and they'll still be that, maybe I'll cut them out of these. Yeah, and they'll still be that pretty color. So I'm just going to cut myself off a little piece of this. And we're going to go ahead and cut ourselves some ornaments. Doesn't really matter how it goes on because it's just to make the ornaments look good. You can't tell what the paper has on it once you cut it. So, whoops, okay. Okay. Thanks, Aunt Beth. Although God bless you. Okay, so these three, it would have been better if the red was down there, unfortunately, because these are not really going to stick out on there. So we're going to put these up here, and we're just going to use little minis. I know I have a little container, a little sheet of minis on the desk here somewhere. Okay, let's on that side. I'm going to leave room to put a word banner up there too, though. Sentiment banner. Okay. That's kind of pretty. So we've got we've got that side, but then we've also got that side with lots of green and stuff in it. I think I'm going to go ahead and put this one. Whoops, that was good. I just set the thingy right down on top of. Okay. Whoop. And there it goes onto the floor, never to be seen again. Huh. Oh boy. Okay, well, I can't find that one right now, so we'll just go on. I'll take care of that later. I'm still, okay. I'm going to put that one on there. And let me find that other one. I know it's right down here somewhere. There it is. It was on the bottom of my shoe. Okay. I'm going to put that one like it rolled over onto its top. Okay. And then down here, what do we want to put down there? You know what? I think we're just going to put a ribbon bow down there. And I am going to go ahead and do that out of, oh, let's do it out of this one. Let's see here. So this is the satin ribbon cherry cobbler in gold. We're going to go ahead and do it out of this ribbon and put it on there. And I'm going to use the fork method, which I used quite a while back on here. So for those of you who hate to tie bows, let me grab my fork here. I actually, I think I'll make it a big one and I can always pull it down. I'm just going to get myself a piece here. So I'm going to start by, I'm going to wrap this around here and I'm going to come through there. And then I'm going to wrap this one, come through here. Then, well, that's going to give me 1.5 loops there. Let me decide, hang on, let me decide on this, how many loops I want to do on this. I'm going to go like this. We're going to go in the middle, and we are going to put this one through at the bottom. Is that one at the top? Yes, it is. Okay, then we're going to tie a loop. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pull that off of there. And I didn't do it right. I got a knot though. Oh no, I didn't. Yeah, I did. You know what? My brain is a little bit mushy, so I'm just going to tie the bow the way I know how to tie the bow. There we go. And then we're just going to pull her down, make her a little smaller. We're going to cut my ribbon scissors. We're going to cut here. We're going to cut here. There we go. So that can be pulled down just a little bit more. Okay, and we're going to hook that on there with a glue dot. I'm not going to pop that one. There we go. That's going to go right here in the middle, like that. Okay. Up here, we are going to put for you in a circle. Whoops, it just fell on my keyboard from my other computer. Oh well, that's too big. I don't want to use that big of a circle. So I'm going to get dye out. See what small circle we can find in here. Oh, that's pretty. That would be very nice there. Would 4U fit in it, though, is the question. I just took the stamp out. Oh my gosh. There it is. No, I know we don't, Kathy. Sorry, I keep looking up after a long time after you've written something, but that one's not quite big enough, though. Let's try. Let's see, is this going to be too big to go up there? Not really. So actually, and actually if I use this one, it'll still show the whole word. It'll just be ruffled up in there. So let's do that. Let's use, here's my block. Let's use Shaded Spruce ink on basic beige paper. That's very vanilla. There's basic beige. Okay. Okay. Perfect. It wasn't quite dry and I smudged it. Okay. Oh, perfect. Very, very perfect. All right. So that we're going to pop right here. And I don't like the way those look. Whoops. I'm going to do, sorry about that. I just banged the my iPad. Sorry about that, guys. Earthquake. Okay. So obviously, this isn't what I'm going to make all of my Christmas cards out of. It would just take too long. So I'm going to move these guys so that they're all bundled up together. Like they just rolled out of the box and landed there. Okay, so now we just have 2 spots left to put something in and then the back to do. So let's do the back, because if you guys don't want to watch all that, the back will be the most important thing, so we'll do that. Okay, so I am going to measure this spot. So I want 2 3/4. That's leaving a lot of extra space. Let's do 2 7/8 by okay, got my space up at the top there. 2 7/8 by 3 3/8. All right, so I'm going to do, let's see if I've got a piece big enough to cut that out of. Nope, it's not. Yeah, this will be big enough to cut the 2 7/8 out of. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do the Shaded Spruce at 2 7/8. And then 3 3/8. That's going right there. Beautiful. And then I need, since I use basic beige on the front, we'll use basic beige on the back as well. I might have to, I haven't used it a lot. Let me grab a piece. Grab a fresh piece. Basic beige, you are right there. So if that was 2 7/8 by 3 3/8, I want this one to be 2. I'm going to do 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. 2 1/4. Whoops. I think it was supposed to be 3 1/4, right? It was, yeah, okay. 3 1/4. That's going to fit perfectly on there with just a little bit of green sticking out. So I'm going to go here, which is 2 3/4. 2 3/4. 3 and whatever it was. Beautiful. All right. Before I put that on there, well, I can put this on there though. Let's do that. I do make a mess on my desk, don't I? So whoever wins tomorrow, if I have 10 people comment, boy, oh boy, oh boy, is going to get, oh my goodness. Well, that was not very nice, was it? Okay, I'm just leaving that the way it is. I'm not fighting with that. The paper pumpkin, if you want it, the paper pumpkin from this month that has the little stockings in it. My friend Robin didn't want hers, so she gave it to me. So I thought I would pass it on to you guys. Okay, so on here, I want to say, let's say just Season's Greetings at the top of this. Whoops, I forgot to clean that off. Where am I? There it is. Ooh, that's really get a, there we go. Okay. And we're going to use the star as well. But first, we're going to use Season's Greetings. Actually, you know what? This is going to work. Well, maybe I'll put it, now I'll put it up here with the star. Star's going to go over there, but I'm going to do the Season's Greetings in green. Put it up in this corner here. Okay. And then I'm going to use the star. Quickly, I'm going to bring in wild wheat. And we're just going to do this along the bottom here. Oops, I probably should have started in the middle and worked my way out so I could line them up. That's okay. Looks like it's going to be okay. All right, nearly perfect. That's true. If you aren't making a mess, you're not crafting. That's true. But wow, am I making a mess. Okay, so that is going to get taped on here, if I can get my tape to cooperate. And it is, so far. Okay. Okay, so there's the back. So now all I have left to do is just decorate these two squares. Just something easy needs to go in there. And because there's not really anything else in here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look in my dies here and see what I've got that might work well. Oops. Let's go over here. I don't know if it does or not. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Okay. It's too big. That's too non-Christmassy. Let's see what we got here. Could do some flowers. I could do another bow. I think I will. Just that bow. I could do a present. Did that on the other one. Could do some stars. Somebody's texting me. Whoops. Okay. What's we got here? Nope. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the stars and the bow. Where'd those stars go? Right there. Perennial postage. I have to remember that. Figure out where that goes in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to do a green bow. And I'm going to do red. Well, I could do gold stars. I'll do gold stars and a green bow. Okay. I think it's my church choir texting me. Let's just get a little piece here, the gold. Now, Lisa, when she was, she has a video on this, and when she was making this, she popped the things underneath too, but I want it to lie flat, so I'm not going to pop the things underneath it. I'm going to put them right on there flat. Oops. Okay, I'll have to figure out where those go later. I'm a little careless like that. There's the word Mary that I use for some of my Christmas cards, and I don't know what stamp set or what die set it goes with to put it away, so I can't put it away until I figure it out. Been through everything and I can't figure it out. So, okay, so let's just glue this baby on here. I'm gonna put it on so that it goes under there. We'll make that go like this. Beautiful. So there you have it. Sample card. And card we made tonight. Ta-da! There we go. All right. A couple things to tell you about. I'm pretty sure I can show you the things that I have pre-ordered. Judy, do you know? I'm pretty sure I can show you the things I've pre-ordered because the new mini catalog comes out in January and we have pre-ordered. Maybe I can only show you things I've made with it. And since I haven't made anything with it yet, I wouldn't have anything to show you. So, let's see here. Oh my goodness. Ding, ding, ding. So I guess I'm not going to take a chance. If I find out that I can, I'll come on at another time and show you the things that I have pre-ordered. Or as I get samples made, I will show you. But I'm pretty pleased with these cards. They didn't come out exactly perfect, but I think they're nice. I'm happy with them. So if you want the template to be able to do these, please let me know. And also notice it's a square card, and I have recently discovered that it costs extra money to send a square card. However, just don't show the insides of the book. That's true. I can show you the outsides of the book. Let me show you here. I can figure out where. There they are. Okay, so here is the new mini catalog for January through April. And here is the celebration for January through February. So that's all I can show you, and then I will show you samples that I've made when I get them made. I went a little nuts. I actually, honestly, didn't fall in love with just any one thing in the catalog, but I did find several things that I liked. So I bought, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I have, 8 stamp sets and a bunch of paper and a bunch of ribbon and a bunch of embellishments. So I liked the paper, the ribbon, and the embellishments better than the stamp sets. But I did find some stamp sets that I thought I could do some things with. So I did. I bought them. So, okay, so what I was saying about this, square cards cost extra to send, but if you take, let's see if I can find one in here, hang on. Let's see if that's going to be the right size. If you take a square card and you put it in a rectangular envelope, they're not going to charge you extra for it. 5 by 7, let's see, this is about 5 3/4 by 8 1/4, 8 1/2. Let me see what else I've got here. I have so many different card sizes down, or envelope sizes down here. I'm not sure what will fit in what. Does that fit in here? It might. So, and this is 5 by 7, which does not cost extra postage. So let's see what happens if I squeeze this in here. Yep, that will work. So there's your clue. If you make a square card, don't send it in a square envelope. It's going to cost you, I think it's like 47 cents extra, because it's not what they call a uniform shape. And so they're going to charge you extra because they have to hand cancel it. But if you put it in this, so I can show the products, you're saying, Judy. Okay. I will do a quick flyby. How about that? Okay. We've got this one. I'm trying to remember. I think this is a online exclusive. I haven't labeled them yet. I usually label them. Then we have this one with dies. And we have this one with dies. I really like this one. And this one with dies. That one's really pretty too. And this one with dies. They have a lot of florals, I know. This one with dies. I really like, because there's a die that cuts out wishing. So I really like that. Did I put those the other way around? No, that's okay. And finally, I have this one with dies. Mixed labels. And then the other one, I actually bought it to go in a raffle basket. Sorry. Raffle basket for Saturday, December 14th, our church is having a cookie walk. They do it every year. And cookies always sell out fast. And we have raffle baskets. And I was making a raffle basket, and I ordered a bunch of stuff to put in it. And then it occurred to me, I can't put it in there because it's not out. It's not available yet. So that'll be a prize for somebody at one of my card classes probably at some point. Because I'm not sure I want it. That was one of the freebies, I think. So, okay, that's it. I know it was fast, but I thought I would show you real quick, like. And as I make things with them, I will show you more. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I know I ran pretty late tonight. Ooh, more than an hour. That's unusual for me. Thanks for watching. I will be back next week. And if I have enough people commenting on this video, I will be drawing a name tomorrow night. And if you want excuse me for reaching in front of you. If you want the paper pumpkin, it comes with these. And it also comes with a stamp set, which this is just refills here. So this doesn't have the stamp set with it, but the one that I have for you does have the little stamp set and the little ink pad with it. So you can make these with it, or you can make Christmas cards with it. So I'm making a bunch of these for our food cupboard to give away with Christmas baskets. So I ordered a bunch of extras. So I don't know, Judy. I was supposed to call Elizabeth or check with Elizabeth and ask her, but I can't find a way to contact her. So, Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. I will see you all next week.